Today on Refined, if these walls could talk.
They show up to the door, eyes are big, and they look up and around, and then you look over and find them there, they go, how long has this place been here?
We take you to one of the oldest bars in the state that's riddled with bullet holes. Plus, not a bad seat in the house.
And I see just like a couple like in the first row, and I see the wife just like reach over and like put her hand on the husband's leg, and it's like they're right in 2 feet from me.
Refined chats with the stars of a big-time Steve Martin musical that has hit the small stage. And
so what kind of noise does that thing make?
from a giant sloth to a familiar face in a high school yearbook, we take an interesting walk down memory lane in Seattle's South Side. Seattle Refined starts now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Smack dab in the middle of Seattle and Bellevue is Mercer Island. You may think it's just another upscale suburb, but believe it or not, it's actually home to a century-old bar with tons of history. There's even bullet holes in the walls to prove it. Here's Refined's Malia Karlinski.
Hey guys, we're here at the Roanoke Inn on Mercer Island. Now, I grew up about a mile away from here in a house built in 1901. Well, this place has always been part of my history. As a matter of fact, I gather here every summer with my friends from elementary school so we can reminisce. Let's go check it out. From the outside with its white picket fence and beautiful blooms, the Roanoke Inn looks like a stately country club. Hey, hey, hey! But step inside to a totally different aesthetic. Dark green walls, eclectic decor, and a kitschy, cozy vibe. There are retro beer signs, a phone booth, a jukebox, and more.
Somebody will be walking or riding a bike, they show up to the door, eyes are big, and they look up and around, and then you look over and find them there, they go, how long has this place been here? From the records, it's 1914.
Dorothy Reek owns this special spot, although she prefers to be called caretaker.
It's an old building that was built to take care of people coming over from Seattle to Mercer Island to build little cabins along the lake. Each room having a bed and a little place for clothing. People spent the night here.
But that was just the beginning. This building has been many things in the past century. Some say it was a house of ill repute.
It had been a brothel. It's funny, and it's part of this story.
During Prohibition, it was a place to gamble and drink. In 1941, Dorothy's in-laws bought it. After her husband passed away, Dorothy's mother-in-law, Laura, remarried a man named Bill Bice, and there were some wild times at the Rowie.
He was a cowboy. I heard about him through customers, and he was colorful as could be. He wore 2 guns, and he'd flip them around. And then the one story that's pretty phenomenal is the thick door behind the bar into the cooler. His wife was in there, and the door is about this thick. And he just turned around and shot the door twice. Well, of course, it didn't go through, so when she got out, she really cussed him out. And I guess he disappeared for a while.
Dorothy's been in charge since 1993.
So where friends meet friends is a motto my husband came up with.
Friends like this group of guys. So how long have you guys known each other?
About 50 years. Grew up on the island together. These are the tennis studs from Mercer Island.
I knew they looked familiar. I've heard this is the most popular table in Roanoke. What do you think?
It's the hardest one to get.
People come to get together and for the great grub.
There's a lot of people that come in, they love the food, they love the drinks, and it's a special feeling, and I think that's what people are kind of drawn to.
Jennifer and Arky are the managers here. They cooked up a few customer faves for us.
Homemade spaghetti, like Mexican food, which is sometimes people requesting.
And of course, an amazing array of drinks.
A lot of beer, of course. You know, our bar manager, he does such a great selection. We have our margaritas that are really good. There's a lot of drinks. A lot of people like the whiskey, or you can just have an iced tea too.
Folks can sit inside the building or on the porch, patio, or backyard.
It's one of my favorite places to come. It's historical, comfortable. I love the outdoor seating.
And how many years have you been coming here?
Probably 25.
The Row has been in business for 105 years. But more than the place, it's the people here that make it so special.
With Dorothy as the owner, the caretaker, us working together, you have that uniqueness that just kind of spreads, and you have that just camaraderie, and the customers feel it, and it's just kind of like that weird magic that happens.
Malia Karlinski, Roanoke regular for Seattle Refined.
Is there a bar you want Refined to check out? Let us know at hello@seattlerefined.com.
I think Seattle has one of the best theater communities in the country. And it's not just because of the big shows at the Fifth Ave or even the Paramount. There are smaller stages that bring serious talent. Case in point, Taproot in Greenwood.
Taproot Theater offers top-notch shows in a smaller setting.
There's something that's so intimate about it, and it's like we are all part of the story, and I think it engages the audience in a different way because you are in it with us. You can't hide in your seat. Like, you are part of this story with us.
Actress Brenna Wagner shines on stage in the musical Bright Star.
It's set in the 1920s and 1940s in rural North Carolina, and we follow the story of Alice Murphy, my character, as she falls in love with the mayor's son. And they find themselves in a wonderful whirlwind of love and get themselves into a little bit of hot water.
Mike Spee is Billy Kane.
And the story goes back and forth between the 1920s and the 1940s, different parts of her life and different people that she encounters in her life.
Written and composed by frequent collaborators Steve Martin and Edie Brickell, the bluegrass production is sure to bring you back to the American roots of the 1940s.
Steve Martin and Edie Brickell tapped into real bluegrass themes in a musical theater setting, which is hard to do because musical theater music, you know, people expect jazz hands, right? And this is true bluegrass.
It's really fun for those of us who are the actors who are also getting to play music. Like, we don't get to do this very often, and much less with like full band, and like getting to really be a part of it is so much fun.
And who knows, you might run into a certain actor/comedian there one day.
Steve Martin came to the show on opening night. Did you be proud of your version?
Oh yeah. Also, just on the floor, like, come on. I think he'd be
Why, do you know
thrilled.
something?
Yeah.
Bright Star runs through August 17th. For ticket information, head to SeattleRefined.com.
What is this thing here?
Refine is just getting started. The rich history of Seattle's South Side, the hidden stories in Tukwila, SeaTac, and Des Moines. Plus,
the South won the war.
That's right. This is something you want to keep under your hat till you're ready to
Seems like pretty big news.
A hilarious comedy opens in Seattle this weekend. Refine goes one-on-one with the star and director. We'll be right back.
But I'm just tired of her.
Update. Welcome back to the show. I'm Gart Swanson. You know, I've lived in Seattle for many, many years, and I'm still discovering a lot of new things about our area. I know Seattle's South Side is full of family activities and amazing restaurants, but it also is a great place for history buffs, too.
Thanks to our sponsor, Seattle Southside Regional Tourism Authority, I got the 411 on the deep roots in the cities of Tukwila, SeaTac, and Des Moines. It's a history haven, and it all starts here at the Highline Heritage Museum.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Gard.
Oh, hi, I'm Nancy.
Nancy, what is this thing here?
So this is a megalonyx. It was found during the construction of the SeaTac airport, and when they were doing a second runway.
So they're at the airport excavating, and they find this thing here.
Correct. And they found everything but the head.
The 9-foot-tall giant sloth roamed this area 13,000 years ago. Now that's history.
Is it kind of weird to think these things are actually here in Burien and SeaTac and Des Moines running around years and years ago?
I know, it's really interesting, really fascinated, and it's really happy for us to be able to tell the story. I mean, just the idea that every time you go to the airport, you will think of this little creature running throughout the area.
So what kind of noise does that thing make?
The museum is filled with more than just old bones. You can find artifacts linked to cities like SeaTac, Burien, Des Moines, White Center, and Normandy Park.
So Nancy, where are we?
Everyone has a right to tell the story. Everyone has a right to tell their own history. And I think that why it's important to me is that it's just so much to tell. I mean, I love storytelling, but in this case, this is real. This is from real people telling the story, and I'm just here helping that.
You could spend hours here learning all about the history of Seattle's backyard. The displays are impressive, and nearly everyone pitching in is a volunteer.
Man, this place is huge. Hey, how's it going? I'm Gard.
Hi, I'm Roger Price.
Hey, Roger, you one of the volunteers here?
Yes, I am.
And where are we right now?
We're in the collections room, the museum, and I'm just doing a little painting on one of the exhibits for the SeaTac.
Oh, that's really sweet. And what's all this stuff back here?
Oh, well, Guard, you aren't going to believe what I found the other day.
So how many yearbooks do you have back here?
Well, I don't know. There's quite a few. Everything from the 40s up to the 2000s.
And what high school is this from?
This is from Tyee High School.
Tyee High School, 1971. This picture right here, you gotta be kidding me.
No.
Is that Steve Poole?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I love it. He looks great.
Yeah, sure does. That's a great picture.
This is just the start of the rich history of Seattle's South Side. Fort Dent in Tukwila was built back in 1860, named after Frederick Dent, the brother-in-law to President Ulysses S. Grant. It's located where the Black and Green Rivers meet. Once occupied by the Duwamish tribe, the property is now home to the Seattle Sounders Soccer Club and Seawolves rugby team. And right around the corner, the historic Nelson House. Built in the 1880s, the land was originally a dairy farm established by Denmark immigrants. In 1905, the Nelson House was built and still stands today. The property was also the spot of the iconic Long Acres racetrack and playground of Triple Crown winner Seattle Slew. Currently, most of the land is now the Westfield South Center Shopping Center. The path of history also leads us right here, Tukwila's Highline Botanical Garden.
This rose garden was planted in around 2001, and
There are flowers everywhere.
I know, they're gorgeous and they smell so good. You should try smelling one of those along the wall here.
How big is this area?
5.5 acres so far.
Big, and it continues to grow, right?
We hope so.
Oh, we got some red roses here. Fresh is about as fresh as you can get, right?
That's right.
So how exciting is it to watch this just grow and this botanical garden become such a cool place to go?
It's been a marvelous 20 years.
It's clear, no matter where you look, there's beauty and history throughout Seattle's South Side. Don't forget, you can always save money with the Do More, Save More Passport. Download the app at seattlesouthside.com. And for more information on Seattle Southside, just head to our website. Coming up, a thrill on the grill. We'll change the way you think about cooking pizza.
Came here looking for something. Heard you have it.
Can we narrow it down a little?
We're looking for a sword.
All right.
Sword.
Why was that so hard? It wasn't hard.
Wasn't hard.
Why did we have to take that route to get there? 30 seconds to get there.
Didn't
Wasn't that long?
A hilarious comedy makes its Seattle debut this weekend. Sort of Trust opens Friday, and the independent film already has a lot of buzz. That's because the writer and director is a local. Refine chatted with Lynn Shelton and the star of the movie, Mark Maron.
What you are looking at
Yes.
is a genuine relic that supports the actual truth, which is the South won the war.
The South won the war?
That's right. This is something you want to keep under your hat till you're ready to
Seems
not
like
keep
pretty
it under
big
your
news.
hat.
It's the hilarious new comedy critics can't get enough of. Sort of Trust is written and directed by Seattle native Lynn Shelton and stars comedian Mark Maron as an ill-tempered pawn shop owner. It's a perfect pairing, one that guarantees to generate plenty of laughs.
I wanted to make a movie with this guy, and it struck me that pawn shop might be an interesting, sort of starting point territory, and him as a pawn shop owner seemed just like, I don't know, it just seemed like a natural fit.
Yeah, she wanted me to play, kind of beat up, cranky guy who's, been through a lot in his life, and I was like, it's going to take a lot of work for me to really find that in myself. But I took the challenge.
John Bass, Michaela Watkins, Jillian Bell, and Toby Huss round out the cast. Shelton handpicked each for one reason. They're hilarious.
Please don't touch.
I can't touch the tag.
Don't touch the tag.
Honey, 70-30.
Is it 70 for us?
No.
No deal.
30 for us. No deal.
Everyone was improvising. The whole thing is improvised. So that's exciting to do because
The dialogue is improvised. The plot.
we know you wrote it, Lynn. We know. We know that.
Clear. We didn't show up on set and say, oh, what are we doing today?
No, she's very in control.
Shot over just 12 days in Alabama, Sort of Trust isn't just funny, it's also timely.
I knew I wanted conspiracy theories involved. I wanted to touch on it without being too heavy-handed, and so to be able to have the chance to sort of laugh at the absurdity of this current moment.
While the themes are relevant, ultimately it's the characters and the relationships that will resonate with the audience.
If you say it fast, it sort of sounds like sort of trust, like you sort of trust somebody. And that became a kind of double entendre.
Did you just make that up?
No,
You thought about that before?
Yes.
Oh, I've not heard that. It seemed like sort of one of those things where it's sort of like, I got it. You know, this is going to be good. Sort of trust.
A little subtle, but his character in particular, he kind of is forced into a situation where he has to learn to play well with others and a little bit of team work. And there's a sort of trust.
I get it. That's good. I didn't know all this stuff.
Sort of Trust opens Friday at Sif Cinema Uptown. For more information, head to SeattleRefined.com. We'll be right back, but first, here's Refine's Happy Hour Cocktail of the Week, thanks to Queen Bee Mixology.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Gard Swanson. You know, one of my favorite things about summer is grilling on my back porch. Burgers, corn, steak, you name it, we do it. And thanks to our sponsor, Papa Murphy's, I can now add pizza to the list.
Bellissimo. There is nothing like pizza. It's the ultimate comfort food. And around Western Washington, a fan favorite is Papa Murphy's.
Papa Murphy's is a take and bake pizza chain. We make all of our dough, our ingredients fresh in the store every day, so it's ready and convenient for you to take home to your families.
In case you don't know about Take and Bake, you just place your order by phone, online, or stop by a Papa Murphy's location, and their pizza pros will have a perfectly made pie ready in minutes. All you have to do is cook it up. And now you can amp up the flavor by popping your Papa Murphy's pizza on the grill.
It gives it a nice wood fire taste rather than just from the oven.
Of course, I had to try it for myself. So I stopped by Papa Murphy's to get a crash course in proper pizza making.
Gard, what do you want to build?
Let's see. I kind of want the CYO.
Create your own?
No, I don't want to do that. I want the yeehaw!
The cowboy?
The cowboy. Let's do it. Let's get busy.
The cowboy gets pepperoni. It's going to get 25 pepperonis. You want to start on the edge, so just like that.
How's this look? Look pretty good?
Almost.
Almost?
Not that great. I wouldn't send that out the door.
Clearly, my pizza making skills need some work, but Alicia helped get my pie ready for prime time. We added sausage, fresh sliced mushrooms, and olives. Then to finish, 2 more types of cheese.
We got 2 cowboys. It's time to, what should I say, giddy up to the grill?
Yeah, giddy up and get your cowboy home.
Let's go.
Back at my house, it was time to turn on the gas and get grilling.
All right, Alicia, we're home. We're ready to grill. What do we do now?
So you want to set your grill in between 375 and 400 degrees. You're going to want to put tin foil underneath your tray and then rotate it every 5 minutes, 1/4 of an inch for 20 to 30 minutes.
Sounds so easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy and it tastes great.
In no time, the cheese was bubbling and the crust was perfectly brown.
Oh, that's looking good.
Well done.
All right, let's carve that baby up.
Piping hot grilled pizza goodness. The only thing left to do, saddle up and try this cowboy.
All right, here we go. Here we go. It's the cowboy. That's so good. Good job. How about a high five for Papa Murphy's?
Woo! To learn more about Papa Murphy's and their grilling pizza, head to SeattleRefined.com.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gard Swanson. Hope you had a good time. We'll see you next time, right back here on Seattle Refined.